Recently, I had the opportunity to spend some time at Hacienda Patron in the highlands of Jalisco, where I sat down with master distiller David Rodríguez and national brand ambassador Roberto Nuñez Moreno. We talked about their journeys into tequila, the legacy and impact that Patron's had on the industry, and got an inside look at the craftsmanship behind the brand, including their newest release, Patron 100, a 100 proof small batch expression created through 100% tahona production. So pour yourself a glass, sit back, and join us as we jump into the conversation. David, what does it mean to you as you walk these grounds at Hacienda Patron?
For me, it's a amazing adventure because when I saw all these beautiful facilities, I remember the first day when no anything was here, nothing. Because when Francisco invited me, the first master distiller of Tequila Patron, invited me to be part of the team, the only space that we have to work was a wagoner. At that time, it's happened in 2002. But now when I saw all these things, this is the time is past. But so happy to be in this moment here. Every day when I came here, I enjoy every time because I like to ride. I like to see the fields, the agave plantation and everything. But especially when I here to see every corner of this building is nice. It's nice. Especially the most important is the people. The people have our primos to work here. They make a very good effort all day to prepare a beautiful tequila.
Roberto, what's it like every time you come here?
I mean, I still pinch myself every time I come to Hacienda. I'm very privileged. I don't know if I'm from the people who doesn't work at the distillery, probably I'm one of the Patron employees who come the most often. And what you said, like bringing people here and see what they experience, how much they enjoy it, as you say, is tequila land. For me, it's amazing. I get to learn from David, to pass time with him, from every primo employee that is at the Hacienda. It's just surreal.
David, can you tell me a little about your journey leading up to tequila?
First, I am biologist from Universidad Guadalajara. And I work for a research center in Guadalajara. At that time, it was in 1990, when I identify a special area to work with microorganisms, especially the yeast, to transform or produce alcohols, another substance. I saw that and then I like this to make something with these microorganisms. This is the first step. The second step, my boss told me, "Hey David, in a short time there is a new organisms to require technical people to work in the tequila industry." That's why I was one of the first member of the CRT as a supervisor to check the quality and control all the distilleries. That's why it's happened in 1994. And I met Francisco Alcaraz, who produced Tequila Patron. And then I received a call in 2002 to invite me to be part of this journey. And then I am here, so happy.
Roberto, what's been your journey into becoming a brand ambassador?
I think every brand ambassador has a different journey. I don't think it's one path fits all. But I mean, I have a very unique journey. You know, like I come from the academia. I was running to be a priest. And from there, I was teaching. Then I went to finance. And then but all these times I was always in the industry. My family used to own restaurants. I work in restaurants. I used to manage bars and be a bartender for now over 20 years, until I competed in one competition created for Patron, which I think at the moment was the most important cocktail competition for tequila, which it was Patron Perfectionist. I didn't win it, but I made it to the final. And these guys saw me, kind of liked me, and started inviting me to collaborate.
We can't talk about Patron without mentioning Francisco. What was it like working with him?
Yes, for Francisco, for myself, was a mentor. I learned a lot because he had all the experience in the tequila industry, more than 45 years. And when I worked very close, because my first position in Tequila Patron was a production manager. And then I need to, the first thing that Francisco told me, hey, David, this is the recipe, Patron recipe. Please bring people and start the process. But every time that Francisco, because I remember one day when we tasted water, he told me, hey, please bring water from different sources, and we need to taste because we need to identify what is the main feature, the main characteristic. Those things, maybe it's simple things, but I learned a lot. When we tasted the water, say, hey, this is the water, check out this. Also, we put in these samples in the equipment to check all the components and everything. But Francisco has a very good palate and nose. Every time when Francisco give me one challenge, for example, blind challenge, he put a sample, said, David, please tell me what is inside. And then I try to put attention, all my sense in the samples, and smell and taste, and say, hey, Francisco, according with my nose, I need to say, is this? In my mouth is all of this. Okay, but you forget this point. That's why I learn every day. It was a great partner, a great colleague, a great friend.
How do you balance constantly hearing Francisco's voice in your head on how to do things and also bring your own style as a master distiller?
There are a few people in the tequila industry. Francisco was the most important mentor. We said in Mexico is un señorón. And he is not only as a professional, as a man, as a father, because I learned a lot about him. Before that, but also when I worked together, it was a huge experience in my life, not only professional, in my life. My first, let me say, launch as a tequila, I remember so many things that Francisco told me. But this is one area, Francisco advice and all the knowledge that he has, but also for myself. Hey, I remember Francisco, but maybe interesting to make some changes in this. Let me say, I combine the Francisco experience with my experience. That's a very good moment for me to say, okay, maybe Francisco put some, words in my hair to say, hey, please, in this direction, not in this, So I'm so happy. I remember because Francisco, when he came here, he said, David, the hacienda is give me life, because I feel much better in the hacienda, because I know I am old, but when I'm here, I feel much better. I like to smell the barrel warehouses, because he said, this is my chapel. Francisco said, this is my beautiful chapel.
Roberto, your job is to share Patron with the world. What's it like to be an ambassador for Tequila Patron?
I think being an ambassador for Patron is a huge responsibility, not only because it's one of the biggest brands of any spirits in the world, but it's also responsibility for what it represents. For many people, the first time they tasted a extra premium tequila was thanks to Patron. Give it or not, whatever you think about the brand or not, it was many people get to new tequila thanks to Patron. Not only to Patron, there were other brands, but Patron has done so much for tequila that there are other brands who come after and they are great or maybe not, whatever, but thanks to brands like Patron, they already understand the category. So they don't have to be at the front line opening, they just come in what was already built. So for me as a brand ambassador, I just need to carry that and be conscious that I'm representing this brand who opened the way for many others. But I never take it as Patron is so special. I know it is special, but I just see it as belongs in the category. What it gives me confidence is I really like the product that we have. We sometimes has misconceptions or not. So for me, it's just spreading the gospel of tequila and good tequila. Then the Patron comes naturally.
David, I want to talk about the process of the core lineup. There's a lot going on with the production process, but can you share a little bit about that process?
First, the process starts not in the production facility, start in the agave plantation, because we select the best of the agave. That is important point. This is the main ingredient because we use only 3 ingredients, agave. Next, when we receive the agave in our facilities, we spend 7 days to transport a sugar from the agave into tequilas. That's in general terms. But what's happened in the production time? Okay, when we have a special equipment, not too big, it's small batches. When I said small batches, the first method to to cut the sugars, because in the raw agave is in the long change. The first step is to put in ovens. We use steam to increase the temperature, and this temperature could every change, and we obtain the sugar alone. That's an important step. How long? 3 days in brick ovens, capacity 15 tons, because Patron produced since the beginning with tahonas method. Patron has 2 methods, tahonas and roller mill. Separate, we produce tequila from roller and tahonas, and then we blend it, and this is Patron core line. But come back to the first process. When we have the ready the cooked agave, the next step is crushing. Crushing by tahonas, wheel, 2 tons weight, and then we spend around 3-4 hours. And then we take all the agave fiber and put in the wood fermented tank. The capacity is around 5,000 liters. It's a small batches also. Pine wood, and we need to wait 3 days to transfer the yeast, eat the sugars, and produce the alcohols. In this period, I mentioned another important ingredient, the yeast, because it's agave, water, and yeast. It's all for make tequila silver. All our tequila is made with all these 3 ingredients. The next step, after we finish the fermentation, because the mosto muerto is around 4% ABV, and then this is not tequila. We need to put in the copper pot still, especially designed for Francisco Alcaraz, and then distill the first time, and we obtain the product called Ordinario. is around 17% ABV. And then take this ordinario, distill again until 55%. This is the whole process that we have in tahonas, also in roller mill. We increase the capacity. For example, when I said brick oven with 15 tons, we can say it is small, but compared with what? Because another tequila producer to use brick ovens, they use 30, 40, 15 tons of agave. This is a small one because we are in a recipe that we received from Francisco Alcaraz at the beginning. This is the process. You make another good point, the consistency. When I received the recipe, we maintain the same recipe now. That's why PATRÓN produce as a consistency in quality control every step that I mentioned before. To first to cook the agave, ferment it and distill, but check every time. We had some variation according with the agave plan in the whole year, but according with the standard, we have range that we have a good quality control in that period. But at the end, when we obtain the tequila, we are very sure that we follow the process according with our standards, and we maintain our consistency.
How are you able to keep the consistency at such a large scale?
Yes, the consistency starts in the yeast, because the yeast provide around 70% of the components in the tequilas, or not only PATRÓN, in the old tequilas or alcoholic beverage, produce this 70% of the aromas and flavors. This is important. That's why we need to keep exactly, because we have what is our eyes in this process is the lab. Obviously, our people, our employees, our primos, take some different samples in the different moment in the process. They take samples and we check the sugar content, we check the pH, we check the acidity, we check everything. And then we move it, and then we obtain the percentage alcohol in the most. That's why every step we have a control, because they have a procedures first, but also we send samples to the lab and check the quality. That's important point, because we are very sure that if we start the process with this method, take samples in every step, at the end, we get the consistency at the end.
Roberto, there's a lot of equipment here. Can we test your knowledge on some of the numbers of each of the areas of production?
I know some numbers, and I'm in front of the maestro, so I hope I
No,
get it
but
right.
let me tell you one. The tahonas one, we start with 6 oven, 2 tahonas.
So it's just math.
Yes. 32 wood fermenting tank, and 11 pot still.
That's how PATRÓN started.
PATRÓN style, tahonas one, only one set.
And now, so we are at over 100 ovens, over 18 tahonas. We also not only have all that, but we have 3 shifts a day. So that's something when people ask, how can you sustain this level of production? It's thanks to how it was structured also by Francisco Alcaraz and David Rodríguez, that how they structure the shifts, right? Then we have over 200 fermenters, actually 400 fermenters, over 400 fermenters. And then I don't remember exactly the number of pot stills, but it will be like over 150 pot stills, just like that. And again, there are small pot stills. The biggest one we have is 2,500 liters. That's the biggest we have. But again, we're using, the only thing that we don't do 3 shifts a day is the bottling. That's only 2. All the rest is 24/7 working 3 shifts. Did I pass the exam?
David, how much responsibility do you feel overseeing all this? Does anything keep you up at night as you think about leading the team and keeping up with the volume and the quality?
The team is amazing, production team, because we start with our employees, our primos, to working in the front line and as a supervisors, coordinators, but also the managers, the directors in production are all a team to achieve the every moment in the process. But my responsibility is obviously is huge. But I receive the support every day for our people because they make a great job every day to continue with this very good let me say adventure. Because when we started, we never imagined that Patron grow as is. When I remember when we received the first, because Francisco told me, he said the first, let me see, shipment that we sent to the US was only 32 cases. Now we make 32 cases in a minute, for example, you know. But the responsibility for me is I receive the support for all employees. When I start, I mentioned before, I start as a production manager, then moved to the production director, then general manager. And when Francisco retired, I had production director plus master distiller. And now I am focused only as a master distiller, but all the team to work in Patron is great guys, because all of them working with us, because I hired the a coordinator right now is the director of production. They have a long time with us. They know very well not only with me, because they met Francisco Alcaraz. They know that why ask for us every morning, every effort that we need to make in our production is great. But so happy with this responsibility. But not only is in myself, we are working as a team.
Can you tell me a little bit about this area and how special the Highlands are, as well as the people and culture in this area?
This is the door of Los Highlands, or Los Altos de Jalisco, because this is the Cienega Valley, right? But we are so close the Highlands. But Highlands is not only more level meters of the sea, because it's around 2,000 meters. In Guadalajara, it's around 1,500. But especially the agave. The agave is so, I mentioned that it's important part of the process. We need to wait more time to receive the agave. For example, in lowlands, and they have the agave in maybe 4 years and a half, 5 years. Here is at least 2 years more, right? But what's happening this time? The sugar concentration is more higher than the lowlands. This is the first thing. The another thing is all the terroir is important, because in the red soil, this is important. Let me see, provide different minerality to the agave, some aromas and flavors that in lowlands is not appear. That is according with the terroir. But especially in we harvest the agave in the highlands of Jalisco, and our average right now is 6 years to harvest the agave, because right now it's more easy to, according with how the agave growers, they had more techniques, they reduce the time. But not also the techniques, also the environmental situation that currently we have right now, you know, increase the temperature, not only in Mexico, it's in different part of the world. obviously impact in the agave plant. Um, and in case of our people, you know very well, when we started, only 32 employees, only 33 employees also here in the Hacienda Patron. Right now, we are more than 1,800 people. We in Atotonilco is in only Atotonilco. You know very well, Roberto, that Patron is the employee.
As number one employee in the tequila industry, and I bet like probably at least in Mexico, in many other spirit categories. But also, like following with that, you answered very good all the scientific and biological part. There is the cultural part. We are in Los Altos de Jalisco. Los Altos de Jalisco has given so much to the world, not only tequila, officially the tequila born in the Tequila Valley. So that's something that we cannot argue. But here, not only the agave is different, but the people was created of the charreria. You know, this area is famous for the charros, the music that it has given, the art, and something that is very amazing since I've been coming here to Patron. The people that at the beginning they were only an employee for me, they turned into my friends and my family. You know, uh, people even here at the Copper Bar, not only the people who is doing the tequila every day, they are become family. We go out drinking, we celebrate parties together. We are in continuous contact, but also the people who is serving in the hospitality, like at the Copper Bar, at the kitchen, and the service, the reception, the rooms. All that is at the end because tequila is about community. If it wasn't people, this wouldn't be a business, right? I think tequila, the coolest thing about tequila is that it brings people together to celebrate together.
But also, Roberto, we support the orphanages. We support the food bank in Atotonilco. We have a very good relation with the mayor here in to how we support the community. It's not only with we have the direct employees with also there are so many another areas indirect.
When everyone has an insurance, we have a doctor on site. So I feel like for me the biggest compliment that I can see is when we see that there is like a whole family working here. I wonder, like, I will never bring my kids to work in a place I don't like working. So here is the dad, the daughter, the son, the mother, all working together. Is because they like the atmosphere. They like coming back to the point that they feel confident bringing their own family to the hands of this, right? Yeah, if you go to Atotonilco, I feel like there is no one person who lives in Atotonilco or the surrounding areas that doesn't know at least one person who doesn't work at Patron. You know, every one of them is connected. Probably not only Patron, but another tequila companies here, and they always know somebody who works at Patron.
No, you make stories about that. Yes, I remember that one of the first guy to in charge of the roller mill to operate the rollers. He worked very well, but he said one day, "Hey, I would like to bring my son here to work for Patron." Okay, please. And then when Salvador retired, Salvador Jr.
Took over.
Yes, took over his position. That's amazing story. Another beautiful story is um, a lady, a little lady. Let me see. Uh, every time saw the beautiful hacienda in the highway, say, when I
Grow up.
grow out, I need to work there. Currently, he's our executive assistant.
I didn't know that story.
That's Carolina.
I see.
I want to transition to the new release of Patron 100. What is Patron 100 and what makes it so special?
I was so excited because check, as we Patron is the biggest producer of tahona tequila in the world. And so we needed to make a statement that we know how to make tahona tequila. Some people forget that actually Patron is the biggest producer of tahona. So we needed to have our own product who was 100% tahona. People now is more appreciative and more knowledgeable about tequila and about the category in general of agave. So we wanted to come with the 100% tahona. But also, people like, especially the connoisseurs, like more agave forward tequilas. So the 100 proof was perfect. How I tasted, I got the honor to taste it when you were still, David was still working, and he had some bottles in his office. He gave me a little sample, and I was like just impressed by that. It was like, this needs to come out. This not that my opinion mattered, but it came out, and so far it's doing great. I think bartenders love it because it helps so much with the cocktails. But even for a sipper, it's a perfect tequila to sip around.
Is this a preview of where the future of Patron is going?
I love to play in the distillery, not only in the distillation. Also, we need to, obviously, we follow our process, but we identify something, especially in the because every time we detected something, especially in our process. But we are so happy to, to bring this product again, a tequila 100% tajonas. Represent not only the handcraft, the old style, the old style of the houses. When you smell the tequila, immediately you have the impression of the cooked agave. Immediately, minerality, like spicy, like a black pepper. Also, you have some hints of ginger, minerality. You have a very good expression of the agave because I remember when we're talking about when our oral colleagues in the production area, we need to go back again with the tajonas. That's why we are so proud again with this beautiful product.
Yeah, I think it's not only a glance of the future of Patron, but it's a reminder of the past of Patron.
Exactly.
That since day one, we were producing with tahona. So for many people, oh, this is the new thing. Yes, it's the new thing, inspired by tradition. Nothing more traditional than a tahona.
Yes, but also I remember when Francisco said, I love uh, how to present the tequila consumers the traditional way of tequila. This is the Francisco thought since the beginning when I worked with him for a long time. He said, always, David, always we need to continue with this beautiful and traditional method called tajonas.
What can people expect with the profile of a tequila that is 100% Tahona milled?
Rolled mill is more citrus, more vegetable, more fresh. When I understood that when Francisco told me, hey, in my mind was, okay, I need to combine the old style with the modern style, but not only methods, aromas and flavors. More spicy, more earthy, cooked agave, all those things from tajonas, plus the citrus, vegetables, more fruity, more fresh. If you combine those, David, that's Patron. That's Patron.
There's a difference between still strength and high proof. This is coming right off the still, no water added. Talk to me a little bit about that.
We don't add water in the tajonas, 100 tajonas 100, but let me pass to my colleague Roberto, because one day I invite him and say, Roberto, this is tequila 100. This is tequila 110 proof, but here we add water to reduce until 100 proof. Please tell me.
Yeah, so first, there is a difference in being still to proof and being a higher proof. Higher proof, you can have it at any proof, I guess. What would you consider higher proof? Above 45, or I will say, but you had to distill it and then dilute it with water to bring it down to whatever is the desired proof. And the distill to proof is something that it was never diluted with water. The effect of water added to the tequila, it makes a huge difference. So I got the pleasure to taste both side by side and was expecting that it will be similar because both are 100% tahona, both are 100 proof. The difference, one is still to proof and the other one is diluted. This one, it was, I'm talking about the 100, the still to proof, the power of the agave, the presence of that minerality and earthiness that is carrying through the process, because we also ferment with fibers and the first distillation with fibers, it was so present that it even transported me to the moment that when we are walking through the tahonas, it transported me that. The other one, I love it. It was a great tequila still, but it feels like they are already not so many notes that are mineral or earthy or even of that fiber flavor that it was present in the one that it wasn't diluted. And I were other notes that they were a little bit more coming from the water, I guess, that they were a little bit more mellowing the sensation, that in the other one, the palate sensation in the 100 proof, the still to proof, is very creamy. The other one, it feels a little bit more like the difference when you have is like skim milk or something like that, is you know that there is milk there, but it's already diluted, even if it's still milk.
No, but you know what? The difference here is the water, because it's the same process, the same yeast, the same agave. The only difference is still until 55. Add water, 50 ABV. The other one is still proof. Taste it. You see, the description that Roberto said, okay, why only the water give that? It's not chemical. The chemical components appear in the distillation. Why? Because when we distill, for example, normally until 55%, we could, and we have the tequila 55%. In this no, we distill until 50, and then we have another different components. Reduce it the methanol, reduce it the fusel oil, isopropylico, butanol, all of those chemical components is reduced. That's why the sensation is in the nose and in the mouth,
In the palate.
in the palate.
When someone tries Patron 100 for the first time, what are you hoping they experience?
Let me tell you, last Saturday, I put a bottle I invited 3 friends, say, hey guys, this is a new launch, Patron launch, please tell me. First, they say, oh, once again, Tahona, oh, nice, David. That's so nice to you, all the Patron company come back with the Tajonas product. When they smell in no in a glass, like a sniffer. It was like a
caballito.
caballito, you know, and said, "Oh, smell incredible." When they put in his mouth, they said, "Oh my goodness." A little, yes, the impact in my mouth is a little, but the next shot is so nice because the balance. I can't believe that this tequila is 50 ABV. I can't believe it because it's so sweet. It's smooth, also it's smooth, but also it's so. Uh, Roberto says more creamy that give all the sensation in human. That's why uh, I love to see the expression in his face. They say, "Oh my God, oh my God!" But only with my friends. I when I made a tour in U.S., New York, in Dallas, I saw the same expression in the people. His eyes, a smile, say, this is good.
So what I seen from I'm lucky to spend a lot of time traveling the U.S. and spending a lot of time in bars. Lately, we were in New York, in Houston, in Austin, in Dallas, in Arizona, and I got to see the expression in their bartender's eyes when they pop it, they taste it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've been asking so many years to bring something like it was 100% tahona back, and this is even better." And also when they play with cocktails, I mean, every bartender is like that. They are like kids with a new toy. But I think they were really happy of how the outcome will come because it was very easy for them to make a drink and still have the essence of tequila. Because a good cocktail has to have you still need to taste the spirit. And I think Patron 100 is that. But you know what? We say that it's 100% Tahona, 100 proof, and the only thing that is not 100 is the price. And people was also very happy because I get all this for less than $50. Is for them is like I'm getting a bargain, and I think honestly it's a bargain.
David, where do you see the category of tequila going over the next 5 to 10 years or so?
The tequila industry produce more tequila 100% agave than tequila mixto. I remember in 1994, the proportion was the opposite because at that time was the tequila 100% volume and tequila mixto. Right now is the opposite. More people in the world first taste, say, and they like tequila. Especially they recognize not only the tequilas that has a low or high proof. They try to feel the sensation of the agave plant to first. That is the important point, especially in the tequila 100% agave. But also, I think the people first they need to know what is tequila, what is the categories, what is the classes, what is the process, because it's not only to put the bottle or the glass in with the consumers, it's to support them to say it's not only a beverage, it's all the traditional, all the culture of the one country, that's important. The second point is more people increase or have different, opportunities to taste different alcoholic beverages. But when the people tasted the tequila, immediately identify Mexico, immediately. Charreria, charros, tequila. They love the Mexican culture. They love the food, but also when people know about tequila, say, "Oh, I remember the food. It's amazing. The combination is so great." I think this not only. I think the growth in the tequila industry is good, in a good shape if we compare with the whiskey or with the vodka. according with the statistic. But currently, this is another big challenge that we have, because we have more than 4,000 brands currently that try to put in different countries, different markets. But the most important is how we, as a tequila producers, we support all the, the culture, the knowledge in the consumers. That is our challenge. It is not only to put the bottle, how is made the tequila.
After doing this for so many years, what are some of the things that continues to excite you?
It's a privilege to work here, in our community, to how all the effort, the passion that they put in every, let me say, every drop of tequila, present to the world and say, oh, it's amazing. But also, I like to work with our people, because all the time they are with all the energy, all the passion. When our people, our guests, come to visit us and walk around all the distillery, at the end they say, "Oh, the people smile, looks great, and they have a lot, they feel the sensation, a lot of passion, That's why we know, ask to our people, hey, when you receive a radio, all the time you smile. No, this is not it's natural, because the people love to work here. But for me, the most beautiful sensation is to work in this beautiful product company as a patron, Bacardi Group. But the most important is represent Mexico.
And last question for both of you. What does tequila mean to you?
Tequila is agave soul. Agave soul.
For me, it means Mexico, and Mexico as my home, my people. The taste of Mexico.